Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my keys to lasting sobriety. So what I believe is the key to making your sobriety stick, to getting beyond a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, to really getting that long-term sobriety where I believe is where things get really good. You know, once you get past those few months, you really start to see amazing changes in your life. So stick around and we're gonna get into it. Before we get into the video, I do want to say thank you so much for being here, taking a chance on listening to a little bit of what I have to say, following my sobriety journey. It means so much. And if you want to see a little bit more of my personal life, you can come and follow me on Instagram. I'll leave the Instagram handle name right here for you guys. If you want to come and follow me over there, I would love to have you. And other than that, let's go ahead and get right into the video. The key to lasting sobriety, I believe, is forging a life that you don't want to run away from, a life that you are truly at peace with. And to get there, you may have to dig through some of your past and really get real and really get clear about what it is that makes you happy. Because a lot of us who fall into an addiction, who fall into drinking to run away from our problems, drinking to numb our emotions, to drinking to escape, is because of a bigger issue. There's something there that needs to be looked at. Drinking isn't the problem, it's the solution. And what is it our solution for? What are we masking? It's a coping mechanism for something that we haven't wanted to feel, something that we haven't processed yet. And, we have to get to the root cause of why we are drinking. For me, it was a few different reasons. I was drinking to cope with the stresses of motherhood and being isolated. I was a stay-at-home mom. I still am. And, society tells you that, oh, mommy needs her wine at the end of the day, or, treat yourself. And, I really fell into that habit. And I was, drinking because I thought it would make things better. I thought it was a stress relief. We all know now that it's not truly a stress relief. It's temporary. And, so that was the reason I was drinking. I also drank because of a lot of buried trauma that I hadn't dealt with. Trauma from my childhood, trauma from my adulthood, things that I just did not want to feel. I mean, I know there's someone out there who can relate to that. How many times has there been a traumatic event or a feeling or something in our lives that we did not want to feel, and the answer was to drink it away? So this is where the work comes in, doing the work, because it's one thing to get sober and to use your willpower to stay strong and to, make it day by day. Being sober, yes, that's great. If you're not putting alcohol in your body, that's awesome. But if you're not addressing the root cause, those buried traumas, the pain that you haven't dealt with, the things in your current reality that are not serving you and that you're using alcohol to tolerate. That's another big thing, is a lot of times we use alcohol to tolerate the things in our life that we don't like. So what is it that you're using alcohol to tolerate? That's a question you have to ask yourself. As well as asking yourself, are there things in my past that I have yet to deal with that could be in the background causing me to want to drink, causing me to want to escape reality? That's where you start. Because if you know that, then you're in a much better place to continue on with your sobriety, because you'll know what got you to the point of wanting to drink and wanting to numb those feelings. And that's where we get to addiction. How many of us grew up in alcoholic families, who grew up with addiction running in the family? You hear it, oh, addiction runs in my family. I'm sure there's a lot of us here. And, you know, it's more than just the DNA being passed down, because I know that's what a lot of people want to focus on, but it's so much more than that. It's the environmental factors. It's the environment that gets passed down to generation to generation. It's the trauma that is created in alcoholic families that passes down until someone stops the cycle and decides to feel and to heal all of that. And then you can set a new standard, a new legacy for your family. And that is something that is really big for me. And I talk about it a lot. I talk about that generational healing and setting a new precedent for my children to grow up in a home where, you know, they don't see the consequences of alcoholism. They don't grow up, you know, with wondering if mommy's going to be drunk today. You know, they don't have that feeling, so they won't have that trauma. And when they grow up, they'll be much less likely to fall into addiction because that trauma won't be there. And that's how you break the cycle. You know, you can't be 100% on everything. You know, I hope and I pray that what I do, the work that I'm doing now, will help spare my children from having to go through that. And all we can really do is lead by example. And that is the best place to be when you want to set a new standard for your generation to come. Another key for lasting sobriety is owning your sobriety and being proud of it, not being shy and, you know, sad, like it's some sad consequence. No, it's a bold, awesome choice in a world that is putting alcohol on a pedestal, and people are dying every day from this drug that is legal. It's a class A carcinogen. It's just as deadly. It's proven to cause cancer the same way cigarettes are. There should be big, bold warning labels on every alcohol bottle, but big alcohol is such a big corporation and it makes so much money that there's not, you know, it's crazy. I do believe that one day alcohol will be where cigarettes are today, where it's like frowned upon to smoke and people know that like it can kill you, you know, like, whereas drinking is still not quite there yet. I think people have really opened their eyes way more than it was before, but alcohol has not yet gotten to the point where it's like, ew, like you're drinking, like, wow, you know, that kills you, right? You know, we're not quite there yet. I think it will get there. But my point in that is, do not be ashamed of your choice to be sober. It is awesome. It's bold. You're trailblazing. You're being a leader in a society where, you know, people are still putting alcohol on a pedestal, but it's a poison and it kills people and it wrecks families. It ruins families. You know, it changes your loved ones. It changes you into a person that you don't even know, a person that isn't you. And the sooner you can really own your sobriety and be proud and lead by example, you're going to inspire others in your family and your friend circle that you wouldn't even think. You'd be surprised. I'm still surprised to this day the amount of people that tell me I've inspired them to make a change. Even people in my close life, you know, friends and people I know on a personal basis telling me that they're inspired and that they're trying to cut back because of me sharing my story and sharing my sobriety. And that is something that will keep you sober. Again, we're talking about keys to lasting sobriety. You owning your sobriety and being proud, loud and proud, and not being ashamed, and sharing the benefits, sharing how your life has improved, showing your children that being sober is awesome, and showing your family members that being sober is awesome. That is how you keep your sobriety, because you will have, you know, all this support and everyone, you know, knowing that that's the way you live, it'll be your lifestyle. And that's how you stay sober, is you create a new life where alcohol is irrelevant. Like, yes, we still talk about it, but I'm at a point where I really I don't have cravings anymore. I don't think about it. You know, it's a non-issue. You know, you can get to that point too, but you have to really make it your new way of life. All right, guys, so I think I'm about to wrap it up. I just wanted to share this with you guys today. It's kind of been on my mind. I wrote some notes down the other day and I was like, I really want to share this when I post my 9-month sober video. So yes, I just hit 9 months sober. Amazing. It's so crazy. I know it's hard to believe it, especially if you're in your early days. I remember the times where I used to think like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to a spot where I don't even think about it, where I don't have cravings, where a month will go by and I'll be like, oh wow, I'm about to, you know, have another month sober, another, you know, an extra month. But it's possible and it takes time, but you can get there too. And just don't ever quit on yourself. One of the things that I have in my journal that I used to reflect back on whenever I would have a slip up, and it says, never quit quitting. And I also had written under there, I will never give up on myself. So never quit quitting, and don't ever give up on yourself, because one day it will stick. One day you will get it. You know, it may take you a lot of restarts. It took me a lot of restarts. I had 6 months last year and I, you know, went back to drinking for like a month on and off and got right back into sobriety. And I'm so grateful I didn't quit, you know, because life really gets so good when you cut out that awful poison that does nothing but destroy your spirit, your soul, your health, your body, your mind, your relationships. It ruins everything. Not one good thing. 0 stars. Do not recommend. Like, no. Just please keep going. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. Come back and let me know, you know, how many days, months, weeks you are sober. I want to hear about it. I'm so grateful to have you guys here, to be walking this sobriety journey with you guys. It means so much. And until next time, take care of yourselves. I love you, and I'll see you real soon in the next one. Bye.